Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones, and today I want to do a short video on the abundance versus scarcity mindset. Now, it's very important that you understand the difference between abundance and scarcity because there are a lot of individuals who live in this culture who have a scarcity mindset and they're not motivated. And when it comes to motivation, you have to motivate yourself. You can't depend on others to motivate you. Now, you can utilize other people's ideas, but when it comes to motivation, you have to be your own motivation. Now, where does motivation come from? It basically comes from motive. And motive means desires, wants, needs, and drives within individuals to accomplish goals. And what motivation does, it's a stimulation to help you as an individual get where you want to go in life. Because we have a lot of people who live in the world today and they have a scarcity mindset. They love losing. They love feeling like victims. And if you look at what's going on when it comes to politics, you see the Democrats and the Republicans fighting one another, but it's usually the Democrats who have the scarcity mindset because the Democrats, for the most part, believe everybody is a victim and the people who have money should take their money and give it to people who don't have money. That's wealth redistribution. That's a loser's mindset. Now, when it comes to abundance, basically, victory means success that brings mutually benefit or beneficial results to those involved. Again, you could have a business, and if you are succeeding as a business person, then everybody around you who's involved in that business is going to be successful. Now, I'm not going to say equally as successful because the person at top is always going to make the most because it's his or hers invention, their talent. Now, when it comes to having abundance, abundance basically recognizes unlimited opportunities for positive growth and development. Well, as a person, when it comes to your life, number of us don't realize the amount of opportunities that we have to succeed in life. We just don't. And many of us look for escapism, such as television, church, work, entertainment, to try to fulfill that void. Now, there's nothing wrong with those items, but those items can be very consumptive. And if you're going to have the abundance mindset, you have to play the Pareto principle. Now, the Pareto principle is what we call the 80-20 rule. You should be 80% innovative while 20% consumptive. Now, you have to understand with the abundance mindset, it realizes that there are three ways to do things. That's my way, your way, or a better way. And we all have different talents. So when you have an abundance mindset, you basically appreciate the uniqueness and the ideas of others. You're not a victim. Of course, when you have the abundance mindset, when it comes to dealing with people, you do not want to take advice from people who are losers. You want to be around individuals who are very positive. You see, what you have when it comes to politicians and some of these leaders out here, they like to feed individuals who are gullible misinformation. These are generally your individuals who are losers. Now, when it comes to the scarcity mindset, It is the opposite of the abundance mindset. The scarcity mindset basically tells you that victory means the success at the expense of someone else. Again, I talked to you about wealth redistribution. This is why you have a lot of jealousy when it comes to the individuals who are the have-nots versus the individuals who have. A number of the individuals who are have-nots think they are entitled to a number of individuals who have. That's not so. If you want to be one who's full of abundance, you want to think abundance. You cannot think the idea of being defeated or failure or a loser, because that's where you're going to end up. And a number of individuals are very comfortable with being a loser. Now, when it comes to the scarcity mentality, difficulty showing happiness for the success of others, and that includes family, friends, and business associates, is very hard to do. Why? Because usually people who have the scarcity mindset have the crabs in a barrel mindset. Why? Because they're jealous of the success of others. And the reason why they're jealous is because they haven't done anything with their lives. And usually when you have people who are more successful than you are, the individual who is less successful, they're going to try to shame you and guilt trip you. They're going to try to tell you, well, when you get successful, remember me. Well, these are the individuals who are telling you that nonsense because they will never be successful, because they believe that their victory is getting handouts. And this is what the welfare mindset does to a number of individuals. It keeps them being parasitic off of the system. Now, when it comes to somebody with the scarcity mindset, individuals like this basically have a difficulty sharing credit, recognition, power, and profit. Again, a number of these individuals are very, very jealous. They're envious. In fact, they want what you got. And some of them are going to do what they can to get what they want from you, even if they want to take your life. Because a lot of these individuals are very lazy and they don't care about anybody but themselves. And you also have individuals with the scarcity mindset who they've developed a difficulty of being a team player because differences in opinion are perceived as disloyalty. Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to anything in life, we are all going to have our differences. But usually, somebody who has an abundance mindset is always complaining. They're whining about what they don't have. And this is why I tell you at the end of my blog talk radio show, be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Because everybody is not going to have an equal distribution. I guarantee if I gave everybody $10 million, we started off evenly, at the end of the day, there won't be any equality because you're going to have some people who invest and some people who don't. In fact, when you have the abundance mindset, people with the abundance mindset produce and they invest. People who have the scarcity mindset, they're consumers and they don't invest. In fact, these are the individuals who are constantly in debt, the scarcity people, because, okay, they go to work for a wage, they work 30, 40 years for a pension. Okay, it's good, but at the end of the day, you didn't take any risks. See, people who have the abundance mindset, they take a risk. Now, do you know anyone who spends a lot of time and energy competing with others or putting people down verbally because they fear that they are going against the person who is better than they are? Yes, that happens. Are you the type of person who battles their weight but insists on eating every last morsel of food on your plate because you don't want to waste food? Got people like that out there. Or perhaps, can you think of someone who has a relationship conflict of some type and is struggling for an answer on what is the right thing to do? Now, in those examples that I've given you, having an abundance mindset will help overcome the challenges that many of us face on a regular basis. Now, an abundance mentality basically means that you are of a mindset that there's plenty out there for everyone. There are many benefits to having a mentality that is secure and confident that there is plenty for all. And again, I'm just giving you my point of view because with the victim mentality, that's what's dragging this country down. Everybody is not a victim, no matter what race you're in. Look, one thing I can tell you about having an abundance mindset, you have to think win-win when it comes to making choices and decisions. See, people who have the scarcity mindset, they are involved in their emotions and they do not make good choices. Now, what would our lives be like if we changed everything to be in sync with a mentality of abundance? Examples of this mindset would be to believe the world has fruit for all of us and there's plenty to go around, that there's a lot of room at the top, that we are beneath no one and superior to no one. If we could develop this mindset, we could free ourselves from any fears and we would be immune to criticism and we would experience ultimate freedom in our minds and in our hearts. And our lives basically would change for the better if we adopt the abundance mindset, and our behavior would be more in line with achieving our own definition of success. Again, many people do not know what success is. They think success is going out making a bunch of money. Yes, you can make money, but a lot of us are greedy as well. Being abundant does not mean being greedy, because you have a number of individuals like these lawyers. They make money off of people's misfortunes, like divorces. This is why you have divorce lawyers. They make a lot of money. They have created an industry for themselves. Politicians, what they do, they go out and tell the losers what they want to hear, but they do not produce anything for these losers because the politicians are losers themselves. Now, again, you look at the characteristics of an abundance mentality versus the opposite, which is known as a scarcity mentality. Well, people believe that there is only one pie in the world and you've got to fight for every piece of it. That's the scarcity mindset. See, I will tell you this. The scarcity mindset is very limiting. It may sound like a good plan at first, but over time, it's so much energy that is wasted on conflict, negative thinking, and stifled creativity. Now, on the other hand, the abundance mentality is beyond one's ego. It's fearless. It's free. And, of course, there's immunity to criticism. And, again, no one is beneath anyone else or superior to anyone else. It's basically full of magic. Now, what are the benefits of the abundance mindset? Well, when it comes to human interaction, characteristics of integrity, maturity, and an abundance mindset have, again, the ability to create win-win situations for all parties that are involved. Now, win-win is a thought process of both the mind and the heart that continuously seeks mutual benefit in human interaction. Now, with a win-win frame in mind, all parties involved feel good about situations, agreements, and decisions because they are mutually benefiting for everyone involved. And in this way of thinking, emphasis is put upon cooperation, not competition. Now, you have a number of individuals out here, again, when it comes to the scarcity mentality, individuals who have that mindset have the mindset of entitlement. They're lazy, they're parasitic. These individuals are complete failures in life. And what they do when you have the scarcity mindset, it's where you have the crabs in a barrel mindset. And this is where the blame and the shame go along because they don't want to be responsible for their own lives because they believe that their unhappiness is someone else's fault. And when you have those thoughts, you never get anywhere. In fact, if you are a loser and you're taking advice from another loser, you're going to always be a loser. In fact, something that I will tell you that attracts a lot of losers, people don't want to hear this. Let's talk about the fitness industry. They tell you about all these types of diets and these exercise machines that can make your body go from fluffy to flat in minutes, and all these Weight Watchers and eating recipes. Well, it doesn't work like that. And what they try to do, they try to lure you in. Because, see, these individuals are profiting off of people's pain and suffering. And see, when you have the scarcity mindset, you don't think about all this because you think what sounds good is always going to be good. You're gullible. But see, someone with the abundance mindset is always going to be producing something. People who have the abundance mindset have talents and they monopolize on their talents. Monopolization is also capitalization, and we live in a capitalist country. But people with the scarcity mindset have a socialist mentality. This is where they believe in the egalitarianism, like equality. First of all, we are equal when it comes to opportunity. But what the scarcity mindset tells you about equality is that the outcomes aren't equal. But there is no such thing as equal outcomes. Let me give you a case in point. If I put 8 sprinters on a track and they had to run 100 meters, I guarantee they're all going to start. They all have an opportunity. All start at the starting line. And when that gun sounds, you may have 2 people who tie. You may have 3. But for the most part, it's going to be one winner. Why? Because it works out that way. Everybody is not going to have equal outcome in anything you do in life because some people have talents in certain areas and other people don't. The bottom line, if you want to have an abundance mindset, basically you have to find a hobby and you have to enjoy what you're doing. And see, work only becomes work when you're getting paid a wage to do it. It's work. A lot of people don't like their jobs. But when you find a hobby and you monopolize on it and it becomes part of your life, well, what you're doing is having fun while you're producing. So you no longer have a job, but you have a product that you created, you're monopolizing on it, and you enjoy producing it. And you want to see others utilize your product. Again, the scarcity mindset has no production. It's all about utilizing other people for their success. The abundance mindset is about production. And at the end of the day, as a man, you should be filled with the abundance mindset. In fact, there's another term that a lot of people don't use. You need to learn how to be a Sigma male. Travel the road alone. Because you can't have too many people in your circle. Because I guarantee the individuals in your circle aren't looking to build you up. They're looking to tear you down. Can't trust everybody. Got to keep your circle small. But if you want the abundance mindset, you got to hang around people who have the abundance mindset. You have to take advice and then you have to apply the advice. But you, within yourself, have to have your own motivation. Because again, we talk about motivation when it comes to work, felt need or drive, stimulus, which needs to be aroused, what needs are satisfied, the satisfaction of accomplishing goals. That's all motivation. But you can utilize motivation when you become abundant. You can use everything that Maslow's theory of needs teaches you when it comes to job satisfaction in everyday life. If you understand who you are, understand your proficiencies and deficiencies, and you know how to manage them properly, then you're going to have less stress in your life. And to achieve abundance, you're going to understand everything around you. You're going to have to understand that everything is not fair. There is no equality. See, this is what being a red pill man is. See, a red pill or MGTOW person, someone who's a monk, you got to go into monk mode. The MGTOWs call it monk mode. I call it being a Sigma male. Well, again, basically, you have to gain the idea of abundance. You cannot be one who thrives on being scarce. Because when you have the scarcity mindset, it's like you're always battling for the last crumb. It's like if there's one piece of cake left and there are two people, you're going to battle for that last piece of cake. Why? Because you don't have the talent to make another cake for yourself because you've been filled with scarcity all your life. Now, if you come from a poor background, you have to deprogram yourself from scarcity. You have to do a lot of work. And again, this is where you have to motivate yourself. You don't need any motivational speakers. Some can help. But you have to find out what road you want to travel to become abundant instead of scarce. Again, too many of us rely on a job. We rely on everyday people who tell us what we want to hear. See, remember something. Scarcity people always believe what they want to hear. They don't check it out for themselves. They're not critical thinkers. Again, they're saddled in failure. They're saddled by emotion. They're saddled by whining. They're saddled by complaining. Because in their eyes, the world is against them. And when you're abundant, you don't have those feelings. Because abundant people have talent. They're innovative. And as a red pill man, you got to be innovative. You got to understand everything that's going on around you in the world. I know a number of us talk about women. Women, I will hate to say this, most women have the scarcity mindset. Why? Because a number of them in their mind always believe what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. And a number of women, they're consumers. A number of women don't invest. And I'm not knocking, I didn't say all women, but there are a number of women who are like that. No more women do not believe in investing. They think having tangible material items makes them somebody. And a number of them, they thrive off of individuals telling them what they want to hear. And this is why a number of women don't have a high net worth. And a number of women, they don't go out and take risks like men do. But a number of women, when it comes to this so-called equality, they believe that they should get what a man has even if they didn't do anything for it. Now you have some men who believe the same thing. Some of these men out here, they also have the scarcity mindset. They get jealous of other men. They get jealous of other women. Some men believe that they should have what some women have. And see, when you have the scarcity mindset, it's almost like you are in an irrelevant competition with one another. You're competing to fail. And at the end of the day, you're always at odds with individuals who are abundant, and you're at odds with people who are just like you. Why? Because you're just trying to survive. Because you didn't invest anything. You have no means of wealth, no social skills. And you have a number of individuals who have the lose-lose mindset. Where do you see them? They're watching television. They're doing entertainment. They're constantly on Instagram, Facebook. They're everywhere but investing and producing. And they're contributors to the ones who are producing. You know, these are the individuals who believe that they should be CEOs when they're administrative assistants or interns. And at the end of the day, these individuals, they don't make sense. They're parasitic. And this is why they're dangerous when you have any type of conversation with them, because individuals with the scarcity mindset, again, they feel like a victim all the time. They feel like this isn't fair, this isn't fair. They know nothing about the world. And they don't want to learn anything about the world. They don't want to change who they really are. But people with the abundance mindset, they have a positive outlook. They develop things. Again, they invest. They have businesses. Now, you can have a job and be abundant, but you have to take that money from your job and invest something for yourself, because people with the abundance mindset are basically free thinkers. They're free. It's the individuals who are slaves, they got the scarcity mindset. Again, they're always battling for the crumbs. And these are the individuals who got to work long hours, and they find themselves constantly in debt. So, my last thought on this is, you want to work to try to alleviate the scarcity mindset. You must understand that the world isn't fair. And in order for you to really succeed, you have to understand how the world works. And you have to understand there's plenty of resources out here, but you have to be motivated to get them. Everything doesn't have to be as competitive as we think it is. See, that's like corporate lingo. And again, just because you have a corporation too, yeah, you might have guys and gals who make money off of people's misfortune, but are those people abundant? No, they're scarce. Why? Because they have to use people's sorrows and people's emotions. And look at preachers. what do? They utilize a lot of their congregation, especially the black church. A lot of the sisters in there have a scarcity mindset. Think they're going to heaven. A lot of them aren't. At the end of the day, church is an escape for them for about an hour or two from reality. But many of them are poor. But they don't want to acknowledge that. But when it comes to people who are entrepreneurs, these are individuals with the abundance mindset. So, at the end of the day, you will be either abundant or scarce. Your life depends on your character and your integrity and your attitude. But I will tell you this, none of us are victims. We're only victims in our head. And at the end of the day, when it comes to being red pill, there's nothing wrong with being a man. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. You can also check out my newer channel, The Mind of STEM, where I give you a dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. You can also check out my blog talk radio show. Do it every Saturday. In fact, I did one today close to this subject. And if you want to find out where all of my videos are, I'm on Facebook and Twitter. My blog talk radio show is also on Facebook and Twitter. And again, thank you for listening to this delectable content that I am presenting. And please, be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always become abundant. And that's it for this video. Once again, I'll say God bless you. My name is Leon Jones, and I'm out.